Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Francis, here with entertainment in colors, one and only Tamika Francis. How are you this afternoon or early evening, I guess?
I'm pretty good.
Pretty
Almost
good.
Friday.
Oh,
Almost
Friday. Yes, it's Thursday. One more day until Friday. Well, we're here to talk about Love Island UK Season 8, Episode 17. How many episodes do you think will be on this season?
10 weeks, maybe 60.
60? Okay, yeah. And we're only on day 17? What is going to happen?
I don't know.
Like, that's a lot of days.
It really is.
Hi, Dana. Thank you. Please hit the like button and subscribe to both of our channels. That would make us both very happy. Hi, CJ. Thank you for being here. So I missed the very, very beginning of this episode, and I wasn't able to go back and watch the very beginning. So I'm assuming that Charlie and Tasha had a little bit of a conversation.
In the
very beginning, because like where I started was like probably like 1 minute in, but it was like when Charlie, he chatted with everyone, and then they started talking about Tasha, and I was like, oh, I guess he must have had a conversation with her, or like a little mini chat.
Yeah, he had a mini chat. I don't remember it being that early.
No, I know that they had an actual chat.
Yeah,
but I'm like,
yes, he did have an actual chat with her.
But the very beginning of the episode, when all the women were like talking to him at once, I'm assuming maybe they had a back and forth with the group of women, but I didn't see it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought, from what I remember, everybody was just talking at once, and then I think Dami was like, "Oh, we're gonna go do a guys chat," and then they separated.
Okay,
that's what I remember.
That's where I started from. So yeah, Charlie was chatting with everyone, and the girls walk away, and then the boys chat, and he's just really getting to know everyone, which was cool. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Dana. Thank you for being here. So Ekin-Su talks to Paige. I guess she's starting to get a little bit worried about what's going on. This episode, I really don't like Jay. How do you feel about him?
I was on his side.
You were on his side? Oh, but not with maybe how she reacted, but I just do not like him. Like, I think that he's kind of...
He's actually playing the game properly, in my opinion.
Okay. So Tasha and Gemma joined the conversation with Ekin-Su, and so Ekin-Su definitely wants it to be about, her be centered around the kind of the drama. And so, but Charlie comes in, and she is making eyes at him for sure, for the fact that he's 28. So 28 is kind of like her eyes light up as soon as they're around the same age as her. So Jay does pull Ekin-Su for a chat, and he wants to be honest with his feelings, and felt that they were moving too fast, and he wants to get to know Paige. And she's just kind of thinking in her head, like, what is Jax? Or she said to him, what is Jax going to say about that? And so you're saying that you think he's playing it the right way. I do understand Ekin-Su's point here, where it's like, I didn't really realize that, like, from how things started, that you were interested in other people, that like it would have been nice to be told at the same time when they kind of coupled up that, hey, I still want to get to know people. I understand her perspective on that.
This is my thing with Ekin-Su. If the tables were turned, she'd be doing the same exact thing.
What do you mean?
So if she came into the villa and didn't get a date, get to know somebody else, got to know them, realized they might be better suited for them, I think she would be doing the exact same thing that Jay's doing.
Even if they're in a couple and they went to the hideaway?
Yeah, because they should not have gotten that stupid hideaway.
The hideaway is kind of why I'm feeling where,
well, like, obviously the hideaway wasn't that important, because Jax is like, go on ahead.
Ooh, don't get me started about Jax. He's another person that I don't like very much. Hi, Sam. So Sam says, I don't like how the men keep tagging on Ekin-Su. They all think badly of her at times. It's mean. I do agree that it's mean. Like, if he didn't like her in the beginning, he should have just like not really kind of let her on, you know, like if he was just doing that like because she was being forward and having him sneak away for kisses, like I think she felt that he was being romantic and that it was something
Mhm.
real that was there. And so the fact that, you know, it's allowing for all the men to really kind of gang up on her and just speak so poorly of her and talk about how she's kind of a disgusting person when she thought that she was doing it for the right reasons. She thought that that Jay was interested in her. And if he wasn't, she might not have like continued to pursue, you know?
I mean, it's so hard for me because with them two, I can't think of it any other way other than a game, personally. And I know that
Wait,
a lot
who can? Who can?
me. So to me, it's all a game with those two, and so it's
Okay.
hard for me to be like, well, he should just stay by her because that was how he entered the situation. But that's not the name of the show, right? Like he's supposed
Yeah.
to be able
Okay,
to.
so do you think that would you be happy then if he and Paige got together? Do you think that he is the right person for Paige? Do you think that he actually likes Paige, that he's doing this all for the right reasons? Or is he trying to
That
play the game and just make the drama about him, but with a different person because he's going
That's
for.
on Paige. I don't know because she said that he was her type, and it sounded like she was disappointed that he never looked her way in the first place. With Yeah, that's what she said. She's like,
No,
well,
I don't know if she actually likes him, but I think that she's surprised by this all of a sudden.
I don't think she wants to pursue anything with him because she's stuck on Jax. Like, I understand what she was saying later on in the show because I'm the same way. Once I have eyes on you, you're the only person I have eyes for. I'm not going to be giving, you know, a little bit of myself to this person and the majority of myself to that person and stretching myself. I'm only going to be focused in on you. So I think that Paige wants to get to know him? I don't think so. But that's also not all like the show is not about just what Paige wants.
I
Jay
I
has to
get that, but I think
go
that
for
her
what he wants.
reaction
Yeah,
was for the fact that he didn't show any indication that he was interested in her at all. And that's why she was surprised by the fact that, oh, all of a sudden he too is like, oh, telling Ekansu that he wants to pursue Paige, and she's the last person to know. So that's why I think that Ekansu got triggered for the fact that nobody seemed to know that this was
mhm.
going on.
I think that he was going to pursue Amber, and
That's true.
then
That's you
Amber
did think that.
left,
Mhm.
and he had to go with his next person, and his next person is Paige. But that is also the show.
Um,
If my whole thing is that's the show. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend. They would have to explain. It's just like with Tasha and Andrew. He didn't ask her to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Does it suck that Tasha might be into Charlie and might ditch him? Absolutely, because I think Andrew is really into her. But also, that is the show, and they had a hideaway.
so Danica agrees with you. Say hi, Danita. I feel like Ekansu kind of overreacted to what Jay wanted to do. I definitely think she overreacted, but I understand where she was coming from. Like, I think that she wanted to, like, she went into the room and she kind of amped herself up and like
Yeah.
got
Oh, she
herself mad.
definitely went to the room and started overthinking.
Yeah, and
And
kind of gotten like, I can't believe he did that to me.
I felt like she was right the way she handled
The
it
first time, yeah,
the
I was,
first time.
yeah.
She
I
should have left
totally
it
agree.
like that because then I don't. I feel like everybody else looks at her the way that I look at her, which is that she's a game player, and I also feel like the other guys might feel like Jay is more genuine than her. Do I feel like Jay is more genuine than her?
No.
No, I feel like they both are game players
But I
in a
also
relationship.
think though as well, and it's going to come up a little bit later in this episode,
Mhm,
is that I think also her being a fire sign and all the other people get along sign wise a little bit better. I
mhm,
think she stands out more like a sore thumb, right?
mhm,
So like, what's his name? Jax Taurus. He's going to want people, he's going to expect people to act a certain way, and it's going to be compatible with how Luca sees things because they're both the same size. And Gemma, also a Taurus, also going to be wanting to have a similar way because they understand their way of reacting to certain things. And then we have what's his name coming in? Jay. He's a Scorpio. Scorpio is compatible with how they deal with things. Like I wouldn't be able to deal with a Scorpio at all. I can't deal with Tauruses. Like get on my last nerves. You know what I mean? And so I think also, like, yes, she overreacted. Yes, she pumped herself up. But I think that they don't like her fieriness and her, like, her Leo-ness that she kind of brings to it as well. It's too show-offy, and they find that annoying. And so I think that it's really, and with Paige also, Paige is a Virgo, another earth sign. Is not going to like necessarily someone that's really fiery and wants it to be all about them, especially in these circumstances where they're all kind of vying for love and doing the right thing, and like, having this kind of group mentality of how to deal with every situation. So
this is my thing. Jay, the reason why I'm saying Jay played it right is he could have went and snuck off with Paige, but he had the conversation with her. He had the conversation with Jax before he even approached Paige. And my thing is, we don't know if Jax had said, no, I don't want you to get to know her, what he would have done. But he didn't. At least the difference between him and Ekansu, which is why it's playing well to the other people, is that he did not sneak around. And that's why I'm saying he's playing the game better than she is.
I also though think that he's still going to be dumped because I think that he is not playing I find like he's doing things in the steps that you think is more appropriate for the game, but I don't think that he's actually likable, and that I don't think that Paige is going to make that connection with him. I don't think. Maybe somebody new coming in, but at this point I don't see anybody choosing him to partner up with. So I hope he gets dumped next.
Personally. I mean, Antigone is still there, so
she's not interested in him, but she is a Pisces, so they could get along.
They're right now they're all even, right? Isn't that what we said?
Well, it's the guys choosing, right?
Yeah. So right now we're all even. So unless another guy comes in, and it didn't sound like it at the end of this episode, they were coupling tomorrow.
Right. And so there's just going to be in pairs. So which is good to see, like, people connect. Well, at the end, we'll go through who we think are going to end up pairing together and what we think the order that the producers will do. Yeah. So Jessica says, I don't believe Jay's reasoning, though. Paige was there the whole time. And if he was interested in her, why didn't he pick her for one of his dates? I think Ekansu and Jay are both game players. Agreed. I agree with you, Jessica. And also she agrees with you, Tamika. They're both game players, so it's hard to care either way when it comes to issues between Jay and Ekansu. But I don't want Jay with Paige. He's slimy, in my opinion. I agree with you. So Muggy. So yeah, I mean, he's not necessarily stupid, I wouldn't say. Hi, Sans. I would say like acting like a jerk. Like it's just like, like you're so muggy. Like not a good showing. Like it's not a good look for you. It's muggy. It's like you're mug. And muggy off is like make you kind of look dumb. So yeah, I guess it could mean stupid. Hi, CJ. So Son says, I kind of think the producers egged her on and says, are you going to take this, Ekansu? What do you think? Yeah, probably.
It's possible, but I also think
because she keeps on going and leaving by herself, right?
Yeah, I think it's either three things. Producers egged her on. She really went by herself and started amping herself up. I've been there. Yeah. Or 3, she went off to herself. It's like, okay, I have to go out there and do this game.
I mean, and they kind of all could be the same. Like she could have done all of them. Because she keeps on going by herself into the vanity room. Yeah. And so I'm wondering if there's like a producer that goes and has a little bit of a chat with her there instead of going to like the confessional. Like maybe she has her own personal producer that she goes and chats with. And so she probably had a chat with the producer. She probably started feeling stupid with maybe what the producers were saying. She felt like she's been mugged off. And then she kind of got hyped up to go back and give her a piece of her
mind. He definitely mugged her off after that, but I don't feel like he mugged her off the first time.
I agree. I think that they both handled it the first time, but we saw the previews. Why do they show us this stuff in the previews? Like,
I
I
know.
would have been so much more shocked, like, if I didn't know that she was
Because
going to pop
they
off.
really want us to be into this Ekansu hurricane that they
I don't.
wanted to start.
I mean, I
I
still
wasn't into it.
find it like loosely entertaining. If she wasn't
Right,
there wouldn't be really
right,
that much going on.
right.
But like, don't spoil that. Like, that could have been very like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
we would have been taken aback like Jay was, and like everybody in the villa being like, wow, she handled that well.
She
She
took it
handled
well.
that well.
Like even
She handled that
Danny
well.
was like, he's like, I was wondering when you said she took it well the first time.
It
That
was too
don't
good to be
sound
true.
right.
It was too good to be true.
Yeah, it's too good to be true.
But like, I would wanted to have gone on that journey with
Yes. I wish
the
that kind of wish that would have been the preview rather
was
than
the
that one,
kind
because
version.
then
You're
we
like,
would have been like, oh my god, she took it so well. Like maybe she's into what's his name? Oh my god, I
Charlie.
forgot it. Yeah, Charlie. And then when we saw Hurricane, we were like, okay, there she is.
I wish that they just let us be surprised though with the house guests. That would have been, I think, good
They don't
moment.
produce well. They don't produce well. I think so.
So we see Jay chatting with Dami in India about how she was being really understanding in the chat.
Mhm.
It is funny, knowing how it goes. It's like he had no idea what he was really dealing with in the end, which is funny. After he leaves Dami in India, India does say Jax isn't going to like that, which I thought was interesting.
That was also interesting to me that India felt like, but I also think that is why I think Ekansu thought the same thing, which is why I think she initially reacted the way she did, because I think she thought Jax would shut it down.
Maybe.
And then India, same thing. I think the girls probably thought he would shut it down, especially they went to the hideaway. But I have two school of thoughts on Jax, and it's okay. It's going to be giving him leeway. But even though I don't feel like he should get leeway,
But
but
just because he's a Taurus, he's gonna get some leeway.
no. But I'm just saying, if he only because the way he was with her when she was crying, I'm like, well, maybe he does like her. And I'm also a Taurus, and I would feel the same way. Like, get to know him, because if you really like me, what he's about to do ain't gonna affect us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I would be thinking that exact way, and only because I'm that analytical, I can absolutely see him thinking that way, because I would do the same thing, actually. Not to say that it wouldn't hurt me, because even later we saw he was like, oh, it doesn't actually look good. Doesn't like, it would piss me off, but I would want it to play out just to see if this person and I were a real thing.
Yeah, when we get to that part, I agree with what you're saying, but I also can see the other side of that coin,
Right.
as
Oh
well.
yeah, no, I definitely was on page, like, I'm like, yeah, he might not like you. We've been saying
So
that from the beginning.
Dana says Ekansu didn't let Davide know when she was sneaking around with Jay. Karma. True. Very true.
Oh, I did not like also what she said about Davide in here, but we'll get to that too.
Yeah, I know. Hi, CJ. So CJ says, I agree. Ekansu definitely overreacted, but I felt I would have been triggered in the same situation. And if you have the producers hyping you up, you come in as a bombshell, you're supposed to be making this show. Like, you can tell when you're like, I don't know what I was watching, but were you with me? Was it me and you? I did an interview of it. I don't remember Sandman.
Oh, I wasn't with
Sandhurst?
you. I wasn't with you.
So
it might have been
Sandhurst,
Tanya or somebody else.
I think it was Brazil, actually. But so we're talking to him about how the producers produce, and this was for season 2 of Love Island USA. And he was saying how you can tell when you are the star of the production, because everything does revolve around you, and the cameras are always following you, and it's always like asking you about your storyline, and they always are focusing on you directing what's going on. And so maybe that's kind of what happened, is that she was noticing that it wasn't going to be about her anymore, and that she still wants to be the star of the show. So she needed to turn on the Oscar-worthy performance.
Yeah,
you know,
I can see
they're
that.
both doing Oscar-worthy performances.
Which is why I also kind of appreciated the whole Dami India. Like, if you saw, they were like all cuddled up and hugged up, and it's obvious like the camera was barely on them. And I'm like, I would have loved to see that more.
Danita says Ekansu is mad because Jay pulled an Ekansu, while Jay is mad that he didn't pick the girl that the public likes the most since he wants to win. You know what? But he definitely, I don't think that they work well together.
Who? Jay and
Jay
Paige?
and Paige.
Oh,
I'm not into it.
I don't know.
Suzanne says, I want similar people like Ekansu to come in so she's not the only one that's fiery and someone will get her or go against her, which is more drama either way. Yes, I think that they do need somebody else, because now I don't like how all the men are kind of mocking her and mocking all of her actions and everything that she does. Whether she deserves it or not, I don't really enjoy her being like the butt of everybody's joke. When she still is a person that has some feelings, you know?
I guess. I mean, I to
Like, imagine if
I
they were
didn't.
having, that's kind of like how they were talking, in my opinion, to Rachel on the Instagram live. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's just, I don't like when people do that.
I didn't watch that, but I'm saying that I did not care for how people placated Faye though last year when she was being very similar in her actions. Um, and so I don't know if I want people placating her either. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I don't think that she should be let do, like do whatever she wants and has free
Right.
reign, but I don't
Right.
like as soon as she walks away, everybody's laughing. You know what I mean? Like I don't like that as like element of like, them. You can roll your eyes, fine, but just having the conversation about like
Mhm.
how much you don't really like her,
Mhm.
I just don't. It doesn't make me feel good, regardless of what she's doing. It makes it look like
Oh well,
she's being
people are
ganged up
saying
on.
like somebody made a comment about India and how she's being very mean to Ekisu, and I was like, what did she do?
I think she's kind of rolling her eyes a little bit, but
Right.
nothing huge. She hasn't really. She's just like
And she helped her get ready, so it's kind of like,
she doesn't want to hear her stories anymore, is basically what
yeah.
it seemed like to me from India.
Hmm.
And also India is a fire sign, so she's probably used to being the center of attention as well. And so, not that
But
she's
she
going to fight her
also,
for
I
it,
think,
but
has gotten close to Davide because remember we saw her starting to have more conversations where I don't think that they
maybe that's
talk
true.
very much. So I think that also kind of has played into it.
Her being on Davide's side more
Yeah,
so than, yeah, that's
yeah.
possible too. But yeah, I just see that she's just not into, like, she doesn't want to hear anything more from Ekansu right now.
Hmm.
So Jay does finally call Jack over for the chat and saying that he wants to get to know Paige. And I didn't like how Jax didn't put up a fight, because it is early days, early stages, but just to be like, go ahead, man. Yeah, like it's cool. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, whatever, do whatever you want. No, I think if he'd said something like, hey, look, I really like the time that we're having together. I can't stop you from
Hmm.
going and talking to her, but like I think that we have something good going. You know what I mean? Like, I think
Hmm.
just like to say that you're interested in kind of pursuing it, instead of being like, hey man, I don't care, go take my girl. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't really show that, like, any ownership, or you know what I mean? And like that's kind of what most women want, is to feel like the guy
I think it
wants
would
them.
be different if he played it that way with Jay and played it differently. But he acted the exact same when he had the conversation around Paige. And so
Yeah.
yeah, so like even if he was being bro-ish with Jay and like go ahead, whatever, blah, 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 I think if he had just been differently with Paige, like, well, he wants to get to know you, and I really don't like that, but go ahead and get to know him, let him get his rocks off, and he's gonna see how strong we really are, and but you know what I mean?
So don't
Oh,
worry, it's
Sean,
okay, you're allowed to be a
my
Tory.
fellow Torian.
My brother's a Taurus.
Mhm.
Like Tanya that talks on this channel sometimes is a Taurus. Tauruses are the best kiss I've ever had. He was a Taurus. So you guys are passionate lovers. I'm just saying that it's not necessarily compatible with fire necessarily. Like, this particular fiery person, Ekansu, doesn't seem to be working very well together.
Listen,
Um,
at some points, I have three fire signs in my house. My dad's in Aries, my son's in Aries, my younger son's the Sagittarius.
how do you manage that?
I lock myself in my room.
Yes, I'm thinking of like I don't think you could be like, you know, taming all of that.
No, no, I just let them go and keep it moving because otherwise,
It's just too much.
that's too much.
And so Jessica says none of them are boyfriend and girlfriend, but they say a lot of things that they shouldn't if you're not on that level, i.e. Tasha and Andrew saying that they would leave if one of them left. That's
It
true
was
too.
stupid.
And I
That's
think
why I
it's
said that conversation was dumb.
well, yeah. So Jax does go to Gemma and Luca. Now, one thing though, because I were thinking that Jay is a game player, I
Uh-huh.
could also see him noticing the backlash that he got with Ekansu for like those little antics and is like, oh shoot, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna make sure that I do this the right way.
Well, he
So
did say he doesn't think he's starting to think their personalities do not match,
they don't, but yeah,
and which they don't. I mean, to be honest, nothing
they're
he
not good
said
together.
sounded like a lie.
But
This is
I
the
think what
ultimate
he
thing.
said to her might have
Yeah,
been
right,
misaligned.
right. So she's saying that, oh, she thought that they were in a relationship at one point, and
Close
I was
to
like,
like holding hands,
yeah,
like
and
I don't
like
know, maybe
holding hands,
having
and I'm
certain
just like,
conversations.
okay. I was like, but maybe you guys were in a buddy relationship, and this is where I kind of started agreeing with Jax, and then he kind of saw how you were and was like, do I really want to do this?
With Jax, what do you mean Jax? Jay.
No, Jack said to her, like, yeah, you guys were like coupled up for 2 days, and he
Oh,
saw
and then he just like, oh,
yeah, exactly. So he got the ghost. Instead of
can't
her
ghost,
getting the it,
can't
he
ghost
got
you in
the
the villa. Like, um, so yeah, so he goes to Gemma and Luca and tells him that she's going to talk to Paige. And wait, so no, sorry, Jack goes to Gemma and Luca, and then Paige comes and joins. He tells Paige that Jay came up to him and kind of told him that. I do think that there is where he could have made Paige feel a little bit special,
yeah.
right?
And it was so funny. Jay was like real, like going around to Ekken's such a really good girl. He was singing her praise. It's hilarious.
She's a great girl. She's a great girl. She's a great girl. Great
Yes,
girl. Great girl.
yes.
So then I wrote Ekansu winds herself up and pulls Jay from a chat with Charlie. And that's where she kind of felt that, or let him know that she felt less though she was led on.
Mhm.
And so Paige, like she's like, Paige is in a relationship. Like, why are you going for Paige? Like, you told me these things. Like, I really felt that we were working towards somebody. I like you. Like, she went through, you know, whatever she went through with Davide because she wanted to pursue something with you, and it was all for nothing. Is kind of how I think she's coming at it.
Mhm.
And so, but then she had to leave it. You're the biggest player in the villa. You deserve an Oscar. Well done. Well done. I was like, I can sue.
Like, it's not
Get new lines if you're
yeah,
gonna
that's
try
it.
to pop off. Right?
It's
You
not
can't pop off with someone else's line.
yeah, that was crazy. She really thought that that one would play, and I was like, no, this is not. I think it was that too, like just the verbiage she was using. Was it like what? Just I think it made her look actorsy, and I just think it annoyed them.
And also, like, I guess she's trying to look as though she's the victim in this
Yeah,
situation. And so
yeah,
that's why she was kind of adopting some of Davide's
mhm,
lines with how
yeah,
she approached the situation. It looked worse in the preview than it actually was on the show.
right.
I felt like it seemed like a little bit more explosive, but it
Mhm.
wasn't as bad. I thought it was going to be worse.
Yeah,
So she did feel like he was super muggy. He's a muggy kind of guy. Like I'm not vibing with him at all. But he's also Scorpio. I do not get along with Scorpio men.
mhm.
Scorpio women, I'm better with, but Scorpio men, like this one person I was talking to for like a second, and he was already just like, "Where are you? What do you do?" Like I'm like, "Whoa!" Like uh and I did do a little ghosting. Unfortunately, I was just like, I don't know you well enough to respond here.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're already trying to like I was like, not this Aquarius. I need to be
yeah,
free, thank you very much.
hilarious.
But I know that people like that feeling, like from a Scorpio, is like they're usually very committed to having a really
I
deep,
was gonna
intense,
say
emotional
if
relationship.
a Scorpio is into you, that's it. They are full on.
Yeah.
and you have to like you have to be amenable to that, otherwise it could be a lot. It could be a lot.
It's not
And
me. It's not my type.
I've had the gamut where I've had like full on stalking me Scorpio. I've had barely pay attention to me Scorpio.
Is every stalker a Scorpio? That's my
Yeah,
question. I'm sorry if anybody's a Scorpio listening. This is
yeah,
just a gross generalization. Sun
yeah,
signs don't mean everything.
yeah,
Like you have so much more going on in your chart. But it's just an interesting talking point, I find.
yeah.
So Sans agrees with you, but Jax first should have framed it better though, as it came off like he didn't
He
care.
didn't
Yes,
care. It
I hated
absolutely
that.
did. Yeah,
I
it
really
absolutely
did.
did.
Oh no, Shirley's. It's okay. I love Scorpio. I'm assuming you're a woman.
I will tell you,
Scorpio women are great.
I love Scorpio.
But I'm Aquarius, so it's just a little bit
Yeah,
different of an energetic vibes. Like Tamika's gonna love you for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, she's like no gray area. None.
yeah. No, seriously, it's like either super love or super hate. Like there's no, there's no middle. Like no.
Luna, are you the 22nd or the 23rd?
Oh, Lottie.
If you're the 22nd, you can stay because then you'll be a Libra still. I'm just kidding.
Oh Lord, that's funny.
So that's what we hear. Dami being like, "Oh, yeah, it was too good to be true." I did laugh when 23rd. Okay, so you are Scorpio.
Yeah.
You are so with signs like yes, you could be on the cusp, but you might have like your Mercury, like another close moving planet to the sun,
Mm-hmm.
could be in whatever the other sign is because it's going to be nearby. So
Right.
you could have your Mercury that's in Libra that would give you some Libra tendencies, but your sun attributes will be whatever sign you actually are in. You're probably just 1 degree Scorpio or
Right.
even 0 degrees Scorpio, but you're not 29 or 30 degrees Libra. So
Right.
just know you are a Scorpio, Luna, and you might have some Libra tendencies because your Mercury will most likely be how you communicate, and that is like a Libra. So
Mm-hmm.
just to clear that up, because some people think that you can be a cuspy, and it's actually not. You're like you are your sign, but you might have, depending on your time you're born, all that stuff, you might have
Yeah.
influences from the nearby sign. So I didn't like though how Jax was just like saying to Ekansu, like, "You're a fucking headache." I'm like, that's just
I
like
was like, damn, he hates her.
definitely hates her. Definitely hates her. Like
He
hate
hates
for
her.
sure. But like I just don't
Yeah.
like I wouldn't want my guy to say that to a woman. Like I just didn't
I,
like
I
that.
mean, to be fair,
Yeah, you
Paige
agree?
had other worries because she's like, does he even like me? But I mean, he was definitely like you could definitely tell he hates her. But like I said, I I kind of agreed with his opinion about the two-day thing, and then he realized it because I really kind of do think that that's a little bit of. I also think them landing in the bottom also was a big thing, but I'm just saying I could definitely like kind of agree with that statement, but the rest of it was like, oh Lord, he hates her. But is he close to Davide? I think he's close to Davide.
I mean,
Too.
all the guys are close to Davide,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're supporting
Because
him, and
him
they're
and
fun.
Davide, I think, are always working out and that kind of
And
stuff.
Davide's been in the villa for longer. Ekansu came in as a bombshell. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I could see them wanting to support the guy,
Yeah,
their guy friend. So I understand them not liking Ekansu, but like if you swear at me, like get out of here. Like, anyways, I'm not a fan of Jax.
yeah.
Am I a fan of any of the guys? I'm not sure.
I like Dammy so far.
Oh, Dammy, I still like Dammy, even though I'm like, Dammy, don't get in with these guys gossiping about Ekansu. Like, let them do it. Please don't bring yourself into just bad mouthing her because you might think it. I just don't know if you should always say everything because.
No, not a. Well, I'm gonna bite back what I was about to say. All right, guys.
What were you gonna say?
Not where you're a black guy.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I just don't. I just want him to be still the lovable, funny guy. I don't want him to be like acting like. Imagine Dammy said what Jack said to Ekansu like that.
Yeah.
That would not have gone over very well at all. Not at all. So we see Charlie chats with Tasha, but she definitely makes it clear that she's happy with Andrew. I'm like, really? Like, are you really happy with Andrew? It seems so boring. She seems bored. Like, he seems bored. yeah, just because you're cuddling with someone doesn't mean that like it's great. But he's just kind of like, so are you willing to get to know me on a friendship level? And she's like, kind of, yes. So I have a question though. So I think that he looks like a couple of people. And I
Mhm.
was like, I was trying to figure out who it was. Like, do you think that he looks familiar at all?
He did when I looked at his Love Island photo that they put on the Facebook page.
So I'm gonna show you his doppelgangers, in my opinion, because I was like, he looks like somebody. He looks like somebody. There's two doppelgangers. That's who I think he looks like a mix of Cillian Murphy and Callum Best, I think is who Charlie is.
I can see it.
It's like
I can see
so similar, right?
I can see the squash shot of them.
It's like a man, it's like just morph it.
Mhm.
Um, I would say that he is the least attractive out of the three, but that's I guess like that's I'm able to see why he's considered good looking because I think those other two guys are a little bit better looking for my taste than he is. But now I understand his good looks. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's made me understand him a little bit more because like I
Yeah.
don't find him attractive, but he started to look better once I realized that he looks like these two guys. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. It's still not a no for me.
It's a no for me, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. So, okay, this we didn't talk about. Yeah, hold on. Dana's like, I can see it, but Callum is hot. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's the least attractive out of the three, but it made me understand why he's considered to be attractive. Is because he looks kind of like those other two guys who I do consider attractive or more attractive.
Right.
Also agree with you, Dana, or Dana, probably Dana. I don't think that Tasha was really into Andrew, not at all. But she's comfortable
Mm-mm.
with her match here, and she doesn't. She wants to stay on the show for a
Tasha
long time.
is Ekin-Su light.
Exactly, and we're gonna get to that soon. Okay, which is really fun. So Danica and Davide, what happened here? So he says that Antigone is not his type.
Mhm.
And so then Danica is like, "Oh, I've been like loving seeing your funny side, Davide. Did we see him be funny? What is his funny side?"
I he must be showing it to her off camera because.
Because like she was laughing and, and I'm like,
But also,
"Where's the joke?"
I'm wondering, because he just is so egotistical. But maybe she is attracted to that.
Or thinks that is funny that like he can't be
Yeah,
real.
yeah, because I don't get it. And he does seem to talk to her more.
That's true. He's the only guy that's really giving her any sort of attention
Right.
whatsoever.
Like, we don't see him constantly with Antigone. Like, he's
No.
with Danica more. So I'm just wondering, maybe he is giving her more things.
Well, he gave her some more tongue. What was that?
When right before he was doing it, I saw it coming, but I didn't see it coming when the conversation started.
I did not see it coming when the conversation started.
Because he was so slow with Ekin-Su. Like, I don't know. And also, I'm wondering if he just likes the fact that she is so young. She does seem to like kind of be just like flowering him with attention. But I feel like Ekin-Su was giving him a lot of attention. I just don't think he liked her. Like, even the little slight thing, I see the difference between how he's treating Danica.
And just even like with Antigone saying like I'll bring you a coffee in the morning and stuff like that. Like these are things that he wanted to do, that Ekin-Su wanted him to do for her, and I think he knows that if he did those things to Ekin-Su, she would think that he liked her more than he actually did, and so he probably backed off from doing those things because he didn't want her to like him more. So that kiss, I was surprised, and then after. He's like, I needed a way to end this conversation in a good way. And like, I don't know if she enjoyed the kiss though. What'd you think?
I think she was shocked. I don't know if it was that she didn't enjoy it. I don't think, like I'm saying, right before he did it is when I saw it coming. So I can't imagine her sitting there and he just grabs her face and starts sucking it. So I don't know. I don't think, because she was sitting there saying, oh, like maybe we'll warm up in the next 2 days, right? Like he just
Poor Danica.
Oh my
Well,
god.
I don't. It was also really awkward after. It was funny to watch after because like I don't know if she was like turned on or anything like that,
Mhm.
but it was a moment. It was a moment, and I might have to go and record that and just re-air that. So Charlie goes to chat with Ekansu, and she was surprised. She's like, "Oh, you didn't get put off by how I acted tonight?" And he said, "No." But then he starts kind of teasing her, and it doesn't end here because he's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, like because I have a pulse." I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy is rough." Like he's giving it to her, being like, "Yeah, you'll just go to any guy, any guy." Like, "Yeah, I have a pulse. Um, they do cheers though. So he went upstairs to the dressing room to find her, and they cheers. She has her curling iron. He cheers his beverage, and so she was just really wants someone that really understands her, and it seems like he does a little bit. So we'll put a pin in that.
Mhm.
So we see Paige and India and Tigany. They're kind of all talking about the fact that Paige has never chatted with Jay, and she was starting to get a little bit upset for the fact that Jax doesn't mind her getting to know Jay. And I would be hurt too. Like, I don't know what they did in the hideaway, but once you kind of cross any sort of intimacy levels privately, usually women can't switch that off and they become emotionally bonded. And
Yeah.
so I think that that's also probably why she was feeling a little bit more rejected, is that like she thought that they kind of consummated a little bit their whatever relationship, whatever it is, and he doesn't care. So
Yeah.
poor Paigey. So
I
Paige
I
goes
felt
inside
I felt
crying. Mhm.
really kind of bad for her because I really do think that she liked him. But she really needs to get to know other people because I don't think
Not Jay, not Jay, not Jax,
no,
please.
no.
Danita says, I'm starting to think that Davide is just a cringe-worthy kisser. This is the second person he's kissed in this sloppy way. Okay, hold on. This made me think of something.
Hugo, I'm
What?
telling you, with muscles.
Oh, well, that's maybe. But what if Davide was like super skinny in high school and like maybe people thought he was nerdy and they didn't like him and he never
Mhm.
really got to experiment with a lot of girls
Mhm.
because he was like scrawny,
Mhm.
and then he started like pumping iron and like getting a lot more of attention, but maybe he's
Mhm.
really inexperienced sexually or relationship wise, and so maybe he didn't feel comfortable maybe doing that or getting more intimate with Ekansu because he's and like not as experienced, because his kisses that he's been having aren't really kisses from somebody that kisses well or knows how to kiss.
I can see that.
And you know, if you don't know how to kiss, what you most likely don't know how to do?
Oh Lordy Jesus.
Dance, Tamika, dance. You probably don't know how to dance, which he didn't. His dancing
He
was a little
didn't
bit
know how
dry.
to do. Yeah. Okay, I can see it. I can
So
see it.
I'm wondering, and like he's fine with maybe going with the younger girl with Danica, because you know she's probably not going to be that experienced. But Ekansu is kind of knows what she wants, and he was saying
Mhm.
how he was shutting her down, like her like coming onto him, but maybe
Mhm.
he's just a little bit sexually inexperienced and
Mm.
doesn't want to necessarily come off like. I think that he would be mortified if Ekansu maybe said something about his inexperiencedness. So,
Hmm.
I would agree that if he wasn't 27, age doesn't mean that you've had experiences, because if you miss the boat when you were younger, maybe you don't know how to, you don't have game. Like, you know, there's a movie 40-Year-Old Virgin. It happens.
Mhm. But then why did it seem like he didn't like Gemma either? Is it because she's very similar to Ekinsu?
Um, well, maybe he's just in general is not very like gets that dynamic with the women, like knows how
Mhm.
to flirt, knows how to have the chat. Like he's not good at it. Jessica says I definitely could see that, could explain why he's always in the gym as well, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Davide needs to date an older woman who's willing to teach him. I think
Mm-hmm.
that this might be it.
Mm. Okay, I'm loving all of this. I love it, all of this.
And like he doesn't know how to, then that's why he had the big blow up with Ekansu so he can get out of that relationship because like he doesn't want to have to get to that level with somebody. And
Mhm.
he's kind of always said like he takes him a while to warm up to someone, like probably so that won't feel embarrassed if he's like not as sexually advanced.
Yeah.
This is my theory so far. Just thought of it. And I feel like it rings true to me so far. So Paige is crying to Tasha about Jax, and then Jax came in, and I did think that he was really sweet in this moment when he wasn't pressing her as to what was going on. She's like, "Are you? Do you want to tell me? Like, are you okay?"
Like, you could tell me anything,
And
and
like I felt for him,
Mhm.
and I did feel that he cared about her in that moment about how she was feeling, and I thought that they were kind of cute in this moment. I thought it
Yeah,
was a
absolutely.
sweet
I
moment for
agree with
them.
you. I agree with you.
That
That's
was
why I
the
said I
first
had two
real
school
moment
of
I've seen with
yeah,
anybody.
yeah. That's why I said I had two school of thoughts. He really doesn't like her, or he cares about her, and he really does want her just to explore whatever it is, so that once it's like we're solid, he knows like there's no going back, which I could understand because, like I said, you do like the way I would think, I would be thinking the exact same thing. You don't want another person or a bombshell to come in when you like ask her to be girlfriend or boyfriend and you realize she wasn't ever really ready for it because she didn't get to really, Paige hasn't really gotten to explore anything. He came in,
Absolutely.
a coupled up with her, that's it.
Absolutely. And so I really liked that moment. I thought it was the sweetest moment of the episode of the season so far.
Yeah.
It was the first time I saw that people seem to
Hmm.
like each other, even if it's just to take care of a friend.
Take it, yeah.
Um
And I even love the conversation. I think before this, she had the conversation with India, right?
India and Antigone, yeah.
And they were telling her, he's kind of right though, like you really should get
Mhm.
to know Jay since he's expressing interest, even if it goes nowhere, because then at least you'll know that you like it's for sure. And I understood what she was saying, like, but I don't want anybody else. But you still like that's the point of being there, because otherwise you're wasting your opportunity.
Well, and then something could happen kind of like Amber on season 5, right?
Right.
Like she had all of her eggs and went back, so really didn't explore any other
Nothing.
options,
No.
and then came back to a big slap in the face.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think this is good for them if they're meant to be. And then even after Jax is like, he didn't know that he cared so much about her until he saw her cry. And I was like,
Mhm.
that's kind of sweet.
Yep.
I'm like,
And then when he saw Jay they talking to her, he's like, "Ooh, it doesn't even like feel good, does it?" And so I'm wondering if, again, that's what I said, I might be giving him a little too much leeway. He might really like her, but it doesn't feel like it. But he might be holding back just so that he doesn't get hurt. But who knows? I don't know.
I'm going to say that he's surprised that he likes her as much as that he does,
Right.
but maybe like yesterday he didn't like her that much.
It's
I
possible.
think he might be surprised that he's grown more attached to her.
Right.
And so I'm gonna leave it at that for now. He better not mess this up because she was so cute when she was crying.
Mhm.
And like how she was, like she was just like didn't want him to be upset, didn't want her to ask him. He's like, I'm crying, I'm just gonna get ready for bed. Like I don't want to cry anymore. Like
Yeah.
it was just cute.
And then she didn't
So
want to tell him, though. It was cute.
Ekin feels mugged off. Those are all kind of getting ready for bed, and she's just all upset, mugged off. And Paige is just like drama, 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 drama. And it's because she's an earth sign. She wants things boring. um,
She's like, why every night we have to do this? I would be the same as ever. I would be the same as
I
ever.
see. I would be fine with it because I can deal with these people. It's very funny. So we see
I'd be
Charlie in a
sleeping in the
towel. His
doghouse. I'd be
body's
like,
pretty.
Luca, just get out and get out. Let me just, I need, like, energy is like a big thing to me. And I just don't know if I could take it. Like all that
I
and
would
like
be able
extra
to
energy. Yeah.
handle her.
Yeah, you would.
Um, definitely, definitely. It'd be easy. She just needs somebody to talk to, and
Mhm.
everybody just listens, and they don't. There's not a lot of back and forth with her. And when the people do approach her with their opinions, they kind of come at it in a way that's all what she did wrong. And so they it could be valid, all of it, but like it's just
Mhm.
not the best way to kind of interact with her.
Right. Right. I was gonna say they probably coming to her with sense, and she's nonsensical.
Jeez Louise. Did you like Charlie in a towel?
I don't like Charlie. I'm like, ugh, like how long is he gonna be in the villa? I don't
He
know.
might be in there for a while.
He might be in there for a while at this point.
So it's nighttime. I didn't really notice if anybody was cuddling or smooching. I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention.
wasn't Tasha and
Andrew, sure, that
Andrew
probably,
making out? They were making out, I think.
probably.
Hmm.
Um, So in the morning, Antigone is giving Ekansu advice, but Ekansu doesn't think that she needs to give him an apology. She thinks that he owes her an apology. And I'm like, Ekansu, can you just say what would make these people not hate you? Like, she just doesn't. She doesn't know how to
Mm-mm.
work with these people. She's too young. You know what? She's still pretty young, 27, 28.
Hmm.
Like, yes, she's old for the people that are in the villa, but
Hmm.
she's still really young life experience wise to know how to deal with all types of personalities and know how you come off to other people.
Oh yeah,
Like,
she definitely is not self-reflective at all.
not at all. Hi, Dan. Thank you for being here. Dana says no to Charlie. So the boys are talking, and all I wrote down for the boys chat in the morning was I can't stand Jay, I can't stand Jax. I don't know what they said, but that's all I wrote down.
I don't know what they said either, but I think it was mostly just Jay saying that Jack's basically like, you did nothing wrong, man, and and Jay like, I really tried to.
Shut up. Like, I mean, fine, but like, I can't listen to it anymore. Like, it's enough for me. So the girls are talking, and they cheers Danica because, like, oh my god, you got your first kiss in the villa. Um, I want to hear more about the kiss. If she liked it, like, what did she say about it? I don't remember.
I think she was shocked because everybody else was shocked. They're like, he kissed you, and she and I, because remember the night before, Ekansu was like, oh, if she wanted to get Davide back, she could get him back,
Hmm. Yeah, she
which
said
I
that to
did not
Charlie
appreciate.
when she was like in the dressing room. Hmm.
Which I did not appreciate. I thought that was so rude,
It
considering
is kind of
everything
rude,
that she did to him. And
and
so
I think it's
then
untrue as well. But I think she's
it's
trying to
also,
just like,
oh, I don't believe that. I don't believe that as much as I can throw her. And then when Danica said he kissed her, then she's like, "Oh, well, good job, David. He moves really slow, and like you could tell."
she was like,
It, yeah,
but I can sue. It's probably because you're too much of a woman for him, to be honest. He got a little bit intimidated,
yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
So Charlie gets up to he's hanging with some of the guys. I know that Davide was there. I can't remember who else was, probably Jax as well. And he gets out to go work with Ekansu. And Davide, she's like a butterfly. She goes from flower to flower. And that's kind of where like some of like the just the negative chatter
Big
is just like
chatters.
it's kind of like it's fine, but like she is trying to find somebody that likes her, you know?
Hmm.
And just because you don't like her doesn't mean that she
Hmm.
shouldn't try to find someone that does. But just Jay Chinks himself thought when he thought Ekatsu was going to be understanding. I mean, it's still really funny to see how so shocked he was about how understanding she was, and then she goes and pops off. So Paige is talking to India, and she's saying that like if she goes and has like a bit of a chat with Charlie, I'm sorry, with Jay, she's gonna feel like she's cheating, and so that's when you know that she's feels like he's her boyfriend or someone that she wants to put sole focus on. If you feel like you're cheating on somebody that you don't know that well,
Mhm.
with somebody that you also don't know that well, like I think that she's starting to have some feelings for Jax. And it's probably
Mhm.
because they had the hideaway. So Jade pulls Ekansu for another chat, and this was good, I think, because this is what Ekansu was hoping for. Like, she didn't want to come back and do the apology thing. And she does say, like, she's fine and so sorry, she's sorry, don't worry about it. Like, she just felt that the order was for her, she felt disrespected.
Mhm.
So I get it. Is her karma done now or no? I just want to know where's her on her karma meter.
We'll see tomorrow. We'll see who picks her. Because now Tasha's going after her man. So I don't know.
I feel bad for Antigone because it doesn't seem like she's connecting with anybody. She's all of a sudden
Mhm.
already become the house therapist. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like she's sensical for sure.
yeah.
But
She
it
seems
doesn't.
like a very lovely, sweet girl, and I'm surprised none of the men are going more after her, considering. But it's like they've all friend zoned her, and I don't
Mhm.
know why. Because it's not like she's ugly, and she's a musician and
Well, maybe
has had
maybe
records.
they will like they have like a talent show, like how they do that sometimes, and
Hmm.
she'll sing and maybe they'll be impressed because seeing people shine in their element and their
Hmm.
art or whatever that they're really good at, sometimes it actually allows them to be seen as like somebody desirable. And so maybe something like that will happen and then people will be like, oh wow, I just never saw her that way before, because she'll
Hmm.
sparkle a little bit more. So
If she stays that long, because I'm not sure.
that's true. She might not stay that long. I'm also wondering if it's a little bit of body shaming because she's not as teeny tiny as everybody else.
She is absolutely not a big girl, but she is absolutely not stick thin, and
I,
which I appreciate.
definitely,
I
definitely
appreciate
want
her
body
body.
diversity for
Yes, I
sure.
absolutely love the body
But you'd
diversity.
also need to have men that are not superficial that appreciates all body types,
Yeah,
right?
because even like on one of the podcasts, they're like, "Oh, her top was a little tiny." It's like that's because you're not used to seeing somebody with real boobs in a like in a bikini that's probably for more petite person because that's how they make these things nowadays.
Hmm.
So yeah.
True. So Davide and Antigone had a little bit of a chat, and they just kind of talk about being Greek and being Italian, how to say a few words.
Yeah.
Uh, it was
Mm-mm.
an okay conversation.
That's what I said
Friend.
yesterday. I had to see a little bit more of how they vibe, and I'm not I really do feel more chemistry with him and Danica. Is Danica his person? I don't know, but I really do feel more chemistry between him and Danica than I do him and Antigone. And even though they have a large age difference, at least she's over 21.
Fair. So Jay tells Charlie about his combo with Ekansu. Sorry, with Paige, or I don't know. I didn't actually put the person's name. I'm not. I don't
Hmm.
remember who it was. Who was it?
Wait, repeat. What did you say again?
Jay tells Charlie about his conversation with.
He didn't talk to Paige yet.
So
It had to be because
Ekansu. Ekansu.
he talked to Paige when they went out of
Right.
the villa for the date.
Right. So when they're having this conversation, Charlie gets a text. So he gets to
Yeah,
take two women on a date. And so he chooses Ekansu, and like everybody in the villa is like I can hear them rolling their eyes. And then Tasha was the second person.
yeah.
So they're
They all
going to be
called it though. Like they were all going around the villa. And they were like, he's gonna choose Ekinsu and Tasha, and it was pretty funny actually.
so listen though. So I did a little bit of snooping.
Hmm.
And I went to find his birthday, and
Hmm.
he is an Aquarius. And
Okay.
Ekansu and Tasha are two fire signs. And
Hmm.
air and fire, they're both Leos, work
Hmm.
pretty well together. And Leo is Aquarius's opposite. So there is a level of understanding with how she was acting. And so he said that he likes fiery women. This makes sense. These two are fiery women, and I don't think that him particularly is going to be going for India, unfortunately. But out of the other, like they're the only two actually fiery women in the house, and
Left
so
in the house. Hmm.
I think that that's interesting that that's who he picked. That he was immediately
Drawn to
drawn
those
to.
two. Hmm. Um, what sign is
I don't know Danica's. That's
Andrew?
Andrew, I think he's a Pisces.
Okay.
I think let me double
Danica
check.
was Aries.
Oh,
I
so
think she's an April Aries.
so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he was interested in her, but like the age thing could be a deal
Hmm.
breaker. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm. She's also
if
short. Sometimes tall
she's
men don't like petite
not
women. I
like
know from
unless you're
experience.
like a basketball player and your wife is a
Mhm.
normal height, like if you're 6'1", like you don't necessarily want someone a foot shorter than you. It's a little
Mhm.
bit small.
I'm 5'3". My last boyfriend was 6'3".
I get you. I I'm 5'5" and like 6'5" I've dealt with before and I don't mind it.
I appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it.
I don't mind it. They didn't mind it either, but
Same.
I
I say
can.
every tall guy that won't date me is missing out.
Who was it? Did I read that Davide likes women to be this 5'11" or taller? Or 5'11"? Somebody I don't know if it was if I think it was this cast that
Mm,
they said that they like taller women. So like model types, I'm sure. And it might have been Davide.
yeah. I mean, but who in there other than Ekisu is tall? Everybody else is.
No, I
I mean,
know. So
I mean, Danica's probably the shortest, but I mean, still.
I think Davide's
Antigone looks a little tall, but not
like a 5'6", 5'7", maybe.
7. Yeah, but nothing crazy.
So they're all getting ready for these dates. Antigone gives Ekansu an outfit and does her hair. I thought that was really sweet because I'm sure that she's like, I just got into this villa. There's all this drama going around on Ekansu. Like, I would have liked to have gone on a date to see if I could get to know this new guy.
Hmm.
But she was still really generous, offering up her clothes to the house pariah and like doing her hair. Tasha is really nervous about this date, which I think is interesting. But Ekansu is the first one to have their hot tub date on the hideaway roof. I thought it was funny that her mom is a relationship coach.
Really, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, she said like my mom's as a counselor, and she's like, yeah, she's a relationship coach. And he asked her like, what did she teach you? And I don't remember what she said, but
Hmm.
like I thought that that was interesting. That she's probably taken none of her mom's advice here.
Absolutely none.
None, 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 none.
Not one.
Um, So he doesn't let her feed him the strawberry, which I thought was interesting. I was like, you kind of want it, but like, and then you're like, no, no, maybe I'll just take that. But then he does the flirty thing after that. He's like, oh, you have a little bit of chocolate on your lip, and he like, takes the chocolate off of her lip, and then he kisses it or like sucks it,
Hmm.
and that's kind of flirty and like,
She said later, you're talking about Ekansu, right?
mhm.
She said that she doesn't want to go with like sexual energy first because she's learned her lesson. She's done it twice and it didn't work. And so maybe that's what she was thinking she was trying to stop from happening.
Well, he stopped her from the strawberry feeding, and
Hmm.
then like I didn't see the chocolate on her lip, but she like rubs and then like kisses it, and I think that there was an energy there. Like they had decent banter. He kept on still calling her out, being like, "Cause I'm the only guy here." Because I have a beating heart. Like he really, I like that he's willing to take the piss a bit here with Ekansu. I think that he can actually handle her better than everybody else so far. It seems.
That's true.
I'm gonna see. Like I don't know if it's going to be her that he chooses, but I can see him being able to
Handle her
handle her.
or
You know?
being in a couple with her.
Yeah. Like I think that they could vibe better than she's vibed with the other two men so far and the other men in the house.
I can see that. He
So
does feel more grown man.
yeah, he just and he feels like he's dated before. He's an
Hmm.
adult. He's gone out for dinner because they talked about what they would do on. No, sorry, that's somebody else. Never mind. So Jay pulls Paige for a chat while they're having their date. And I guess it's not to add insult to injury. And so they talk about a perfect Sunday, and it was an okay convo. What do you think about their chemistry?
I mean, it was okay. She was receptive to it. It wasn't overly flirty or whatever. It was a good conversation. But she did say that's what she wanted. She said that she didn't want him coming, making things awkward. So I think he played it right. I'm just not
Yeah.
seeing anything yet.
I just am not a fan of his face, to be honest. So Dan says if Jay and Paige doesn't work, then Jay is probably going to go for Antigone. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Hmm.
probably. I don't think that
And they'll be
Jay.
dumped. No,
Yes,
I'm not being.
I like Antigone, but like
Yeah. Mhm.
Jay,
Yeah.
bye.
Fine.
Random question that I always think about: how do you feel about the show making the Islanders say, "I choose this boy and girl" instead of man and woman? I guess they want the show to feel young, not grown. Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
it's that. I think it's to appeal to a younger demographic, so early 20s. Like if they say this adult man or
Hmm.
something, it wouldn't really, I don't think, interest the gemmas of the audience.
Yeah.
And so I think that the boy girl is just kind of to make it a little bit cutesier
Yeah.
and yeah, an
Hmm.
appeal to the younger demographic.
I agree.
So I didn't really care for their date either, or their little chat either, but it's probably because I'm not a fan of Jay, and I like that moment that we already saw with Paige and Jax. So Ekansu leaves, and then Tasha goes up. Tasha didn't expect to be called on this particular date. And he was like, "Oh, did I read it wrong?" And she's like, "Well, no, like I did say that like I was willing to get to know you on a friend level. I just didn't expect you to choose me here. But I think he chose her because she's a fire sign, and he probably felt there was a vibe
Hmm.
that you do feel when sometimes like you just like, we get along so well, like even if you don't say that much, like there's some sort of synergy in your conversations, even if it was short. So Ekin back downstairs and tells the girls about the date. I wrote down India does not seem to care at all. Which I don't think so. I think it's kind of like, okay, another Ekin date. Like, who cares? Yeah, are we gonna get a Dammy India date? Wait, they're not coupled up yet, right?
No,
Okay,
they're
so
not
maybe we'll get
coupled
one
up
next week.
yet. And India, and to be fair, India hasn't had a date.
Yeah,
Yammy's had two.
true, true.
So, oh no, she did. She had the date with Remy. Lord, I forgot that. But she only
Oh,
got the appetizer, so it
right. I forgot those dates.
wasn't really like a date.
No. So yeah, so he said fiery and he chose two Leos. That's me making a note as I thought it was very interesting.
Hmm.
After the date, Tasha does say to all the women that she would have a second date with Charlie because there was something that was there, which is interesting. So we do see in the next episode that Andrew's getting a little pissed
It's
off.
something. Yeah.
Jessica says, I can see Andrew bowing out tomorrow and leaving the villa. I can see that too. Him being like, I can't deal with
Him
this. Like,
pulling a Liam.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I could see him doing that, Jessica. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he's not okay. So Dad says tomorrow's episode, Andrew's probably going to be the main star. So I hope it won't be boring. It will not be boring just for what is going on, but it's going to be because of the players around him.
Yeah.
Like he's just going to probably be mopey and whatever. I hope Andrew takes Tasha with him. I think I might like Tasha better without Andrew.
I liked Tasha in the beginning. Then she coupled up with Andrew, and I'm just like, what is this?
Right? Well, and like, she's like a dancer, she's a Leo. Like, I want to see a little bit more of like her bubbliness. Like, I want to see some more of her vibes instead of just like cuddling and moping in the corner and just like,
Yeah.
like, so hopefully if she gets chosen by Charlie, that maybe she'll lighten up or brighten up a bit.
What if she doesn't get chosen by Charlie? Do you think they'll
Well,
be done this time?
well, that they'll be dumped.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but maybe that's how Andrew will bow out. Like, you don't even want to be with me. Da, 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 da. Like, I don't want to choose anybody. I'm gonna choose myself. I'm gonna go home.
Mm-hmm.
CJ, I hope we get to see more of Dami in India as well tomorrow. That's probably also why India is rolling her eyes. Is that like you could tell probably as other Islanders who is the star of the show right now, and it kind of doesn't feel great to be the sidekick all the time.
Right.
If Jay and Pay doesn't, we did that one, and yeah, we did that one. So that's it for
I
this
think it's the last
episode.
two we didn't do. Did you see that?
Sorry. It looked like it was done. Okay. India was giving Amber vibes during that chat. She does not care about Ekansu drama anymore. It's true. Yeah, she's done with it. She's done with Ekansu's drama. And I can understand why being it could would be annoying if you don't know how to handle like an Ekansu type person.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, eye rolls coming out. And if there's a person from last season put in this season as a bombshell, who would it be? Were there any good bombshells?
Man or woman? I
Well, we'll do
don't.
both.
Um, I would want Rachel to get a chance
I don't
again,
think it will work with
but
who's left here right now.
I don't think she would. I don't think she would find her person. She might have been good with Ikenna. Um, man.
I don't remember any of the guys. Maybe Chloe still probably would have been a good bombshell. She has a good
Mhm,
personality. And she's fun. She's loud. She brings the energy.
mhm.
So
Yeah, none of the
I can't think of the guys.
Dale. Is his name Dale, the tattoo
Oh
artist?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
He
Dale.
might have been good with like a Tasha. I don't know what his sign is though,
I don't
but
remember his sign.
yeah.
Abby could be interesting. She'd
Abby.
have the tattoos. She was
Oh,
with Dale a little
Abby.
bit.
So same. So along the same lines that I'm saying, Dale and Abby. Yeah, I liked them too.
Is it just Luca and Gemma, the most boring couple now? They're not even a couple right now.
They're not even a couple. I don't.
But yeah, they are boring.
They're pretty
And
boring.
I
Tasha and
think
Andrew are boring.
when the recoupling happens and Gemma realizes that they're just in a boring couple, I think that she's going to do something.
Hmm.
Like, I think she's going to want it to be a little bit more something to happen. So, anything else from this episode that we didn't chat about?
No. Who do you think's gonna couple up with him?
Oh, right. I think that Charlie's coming in as a bombshell. I
Hmm.
think that he's going to go for Tasha because
Hmm.
it's going to make the most waves. And that would be what the producers would probably be pushing for.
Yeah,
So that would be
especially
the
with them
most drama.
landing in the bottom.
Yeah,
Um.
exactly.
So who do you think Davide is going to choose, Ekansu or Danica? Because I don't think
Danica,
Antigone is
100%.
in.
I don't think is Ekansu not getting chosen? No, she has to get chosen by somebody, no?
Yeah, so it's either going to be Jay or Davide or Andrew. If Tasha gets taken by Charlie,
So that's why maybe he'll just go home and Ekansu would be the only single girl. I could see that.
he might. I could see him actually choosing Antigone.
Oh yeah. So but have they even talked? No, I could see. No. Okay. So yeah, Davide is gonna choose. I think Danica.
Okay.
Luca's obviously gonna choose Gemma. Jax is gonna
Dami and
choose.
India.
Say again. Yeah,
Dami and
Gabby in
India.
India. Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
Jax, I think, is going to choose Paige. I don't think that they're gonna let Jay choose
Mm-hmm.
Paige. So who's left? Oh, so Jay is gonna either choose Ekansu or
Antigone.
Antigone, and Andrew's going to choose one of those two as well.
Yeah. Ooh, jeez.
That's going to be weird at the end.
It's
Like,
gonna be weird. It's gonna be
it's
weird.
going to depend on the order.
Yeah.
But
Ooh.
I agree with you guys in the chat. Andrew going home seems most likely, and Ekansu being single. I can see that happening.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So, and that Jay will just be like, no, I'm choosing anybody but you,
But
Ekansu.
you.
And, and so, yeah, going to choose Antigone would be like the
Mhm.
final, like, sticking
Because
this
I think the
knife.
next vote has to be favorite couple at that point. Because
Well,
last
if
time they
she's
did
single,
individual.
though, they might bring in some guys from her
Okay.
to make it all about her again. You know what I mean? Like, I could see them doing that as well. Like, she'll get 2 dates. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
she'll date Gemma's ex-boyfriend, the black guy, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, you know what I mean? Like, maybe she'll get to go on 2 dates with 2 different guys, and then one of them comes back and is Gemma's boyfriend again. So
Mm-hmm.
make some more dissension between her and Luca. Like maybe with her and Ekansu, maybe Ekansu's gonna like him. I don't know. I'm just making all this shit up. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea when Casa Amor is. Are we seeing week 3, week 4?
I don't know. Well, we are. Aren't we at week 3? Where are we technically? And
We're
we're
in week
going
3,
into week
going
3.
into week 4.
So
It
yeah, it's
could be
gotta
at the end
be.
of next week. Could
It,
be.
it's gotta be soon. Otherwise, it's not gonna make sense.
So it,
Oh, but it's 5. It's 10 weeks. So could be a little. Could be at the halfway point at 5 weeks.
5 weeks. So it's either end of next week or end of the week after. Why is it so long this
I
season?
don't know. I don't know what they were
What are they going
thinking.
to
It was so unnecessary to make it 10 weeks.
do? So
Uh,
yeah, we're going to say either next week or the week after at the end of the week. And
mhm.
Dan wants to know, I think it's time for a light skin to enter now. Yes. Well,
To go
anybody.
after who?
Anybody. Well, I guess there's no other potential. Well, I want to see some more color in there. So you
That's
dumped
true.
4 people of color. I would like to see anybody of color come in at this point that has a shot of maybe coupling up with somebody.
That's true.
Any is that it? We get it all?
I think so.
All right, do you want to plug anything?
So we just found out that Love Island Winter for the UK will be back in 2023. And I was telling Chantel, I wish it was like actually Love Island Winter, meaning they would
Yes.
find a chalet
Yeah.
in the Swiss Alps or France
Yes.
and really play up actual winter and
I'd
give us
love it.
some snow and some ice skating, some hot tub action. I would absolutely love that. But that's not what they're going to
We heard your thoughts while you were typing this, Dan.
do.
And yes, we did hear there's going to be 2 Love Islands next year in the UK. I agree with you, Tamika. The dates could be like snowshoeing,
Yep.
cross country skiing, go and sit outside and have some hot chocolate, hot cocoa, like even like
It's so
hot
sexy. It's just sexy. I don't know. I
doing
love
like
that vibe.
hot tub outdoor outside. Yeah, it definitely it reminds me of Peak of Love from X on the Beach. Like, I
Mhm,
don't know how well that performed ratings wise compared to the other X's on the beach, but I liked that season. I could have been
mhm,
because I like the cast as well, but they did winter activities. I
mhm,
could be making it up in my head, but I think that they even went skiing because I feel like I've saw them like on a ski lift having a conversation. I could be
mhm.
making that up, but I'm not sure. But like, it just would be a little bit different. There would be different activities that they could do on some of these dates, which I think could be fun. So,
Yeah, and I
like,
said it was a little closer to like 12 Dates of Christmas, which if you haven't watched on HBO Max, I really love season 1. Season 2 was okay. It could have been better. But that's what you were getting. It was a lot of those like nice little snow dates that you're in a fur, but then you're in like a sexy slinky dress and like you're in the hot tub with the bathing suit. I mean, there's just so much things they could do.
but they're not doing it. They're going to
But
South
then
Africa.
I know. Just that. I was telling somebody else that. And then lastly, Love Island USA will be back July 19th, and it will be streaming at 9 p.m. on Peacock. And the premiere, at least we know, will be at 10:05 on the USA Network. So if you have access to the USA Network, that will be an option for you to watch it. We don't know if it's going to continue. I have a feeling it will continue because that is what Peacock did do with the courtship. I don't know how many
Yeah,
people
I
actually
watched
watched
2
that.
episodes of The Courtship, or 3
Mhm.
maybe, and then it disappeared. So it's on Peacock?
It was, yeah, so it moved to Peacock, and then they put all the episodes after Temptation Island at 11 o'clock on the USA Network. So I have a feeling that's actually what they're going to be doing. I think maybe the courtship was kind of like a trial of them doing something similar. So I actually think that's what they're going to do with Love Island. But they just said, oh, the premiere will be at 10:05. But I have a feeling that is what they will actually continue doing, and it will be 6 days a week, Tuesday through Sunday, no episodes on Monday. We are going to be slammed.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be well, let us know what you think. Especially I know a lot of you guys in here today are in the UK, so I doubt that you would be able to watch us live because we're thinking of going live after the episode airs at 10:05. So at 11 or 11:05 or 11:15, depending,
Mhm.
for about an hour. So knowing that you guys are ahead, unless you guys wake up early, that might not be feasible. So would it be something that you'd be preferring it to be on the, at say six, this same time, but the next day, or do you think going live right after the episode is
The
better?
vibe. Yeah.
I like going live after the episodes
Me
personally.
too. Because it's all so fresh.
Yeah, like sometimes I'm fired up.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's what we're dealing with. So, give us your thoughts, please, in the chat or in the comments below. Like this video, Dana. Like Dana says, please show some love and hit the like button. Really appreciate that, Dana. And I appreciate all of you guys in the chat for having all of your insights about these characters that we're watching fall in love on our screens. And thank you, Tamika, for having your perspective and your opinion and joining me every single day to talk about these Islanders. So, everybody, make sure you
Fun,
follow
fun, fun.
Tamika. Pardon
Yes.
me?
I said fun, fun, fun. Follow me at Entertainment in Color on all social media platforms and my YouTube channel.
Dance is the next day, but it's up to you, ladies. Oh, I know. The timing is not great. It's not great. And also over here, if you don't mind, please subscribe to Reality Realness with 3 S's. Follow us on all other socials so we can stay in touch and contact. Like this video if you're watching it after, please. And let us know what your thoughts are about the winter season that's going to be coming up in the fall or in the winter and of the new year. And also let us know what you think about Love Island USA and their new programming schedule, and maybe what you think how we should deal with it. So let us know, please. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday.